Okay, Year 1, now it's time for English. We're going to start by looking through some of our red words. Today. Today, I am happy. Says. Well done. White. Well, the children have white shirts. What? What is for dinner? Have. I have a cup of tea. There. All of the children are over there. They all like to play. Good. Good work, Year 1. Whole. The boy ate a whole apple. Or, shall I have cereal or toast for breakfast? Away. The dog ran away. Now, Year 1, we are going to practice our spellings. I'm going to say a word and you're going to have a go at writing it down. If you need longer to write the word down, then please just pause me and then unpause me when you have finished writing. The first word I would like you to have a go at writing is eat. I like to eat pizza. Our next word is every. Every child in Year 1 can pick from the choosing box when they come back. Our third word is take. We like to take Molly and Marvin home. Our next word is well. Well done, Year 1. Okay, our next word is play. Year 1 like to play in Coronation Gardens. And our final word is thought. I thought we were all coming back to school this term. Okay, let's check our spellings together. Your first spelling was eat. Eat. If you got that right, we do a little tick. If not, write it properly beside it. Your next one was every. Every. If you got that right, do a small tick beside it. Your next one was take. If you did take with a curly K, that's okay for now. But remember, next time it has our nice kicking K in the middle. If you got it right, give yourself a small tick. Your next word was well. If you got it right, give yourself a small tick. Your fifth word was play. L. A. And tick. Well done. Now your sixth word I'm going to write over here, and this is our longest word and it's very tricky. Well done if you get it right. Your sixth word is thought. This is a very tricky word. you got it right, give yourself a tick. That one is very tricky. Year 1. I am very excited. When I came into school this morning, there was something on my desk for us. It is another letter. We are so lucky to get so many letters. Let's have a look at it. So first of all, it is addressed to us. So Year 1, St. Peter's School, Mount Pleasant, Aylesford. We have a stamp. Who could be sending us a letter? Let's open it and have a look. We have got a letter here. Let's have a read. Dear Year 1, I heard you have written me some questions. I have attached something that may answer them. Oh. Please let Molly know that I love bananas. Love your friend Bob, the man on the moon. So yesterday, when we wrote all of our questions, we managed to get all of them to Bob, who has written us a letter back. And in our envelope, he has sent us a book. How exciting is that? Let's have a read of the book and see what adventures Bob gets up to, and let's see if he answers any of our questions. This is Man on the Moon, a day in the life of Bob. And this is a Blue Peter Book of the Year 2004. And this is written by Simon Bartram. Man on the Moon, a day in the life of Bob. Simon Bartram. This is Bob. Perhaps you've heard people talk of him. You may know him better as the man on the moon. This is where Bob lives. Every morning he rises at 6 o'clock. He has a cup of tea and 2 eggs for breakfast before leaving for the rocket launch pad. On the way, he stops to buy a newspaper and some chocolate toffees. He's on his way to work. On the moon. By 8 o'clock, Bob arrives at the launch pad, changes into his special man on the moon suit, and boards his fantastic rocket ship. He must make sure he leaves by 9:15, otherwise he wouldn't make it to the moon by 9. On the way, he reads the newspaper and does the crossword. Bob starts work. His job as man on the moon is very important. He has to keep the moon clean and tidy. Quite often, astronauts drop sweet packets and cans. Some people say that aliens are responsible for much of the rubbish, but Bob knows that's not true. There's no such thing as aliens. By 12:30, it's time to eat. Bob goes to his rocket ship to fetch his lunch box. This usually contains 2 sandwiches, either cheese or peanut butter, an apple and some chocolate-covered nuts. Sometimes he meets his friends for a picnic. His two best friends are Billy, the man on Mars, and Sam, the man on Saturn. They talk about the stars and tell jokes. After lunch, tourist spaceships start arriving from Earth. It's part of Bob's job to entertain them and give them something to photograph. So he does somersaults, handstands, and especially high moon jumps. Sometimes he performs for as long as 2 hours and is left quite out of puff. Occasionally, the tourist spaceships will land on the moon. When they do, Bob gives them a guided tour and a speech. He tells them lots of facts such as how many craters the moon has or how long it takes to walk around it on stilts. Sometimes people ask him about aliens and Bob explains patiently that there aren't any. Afterwards, Bob opens a small souvenir stand selling postcards, pencils, mugs and a small plastic moon models. By 4:30, all visitors must leave the moon. Bob looks around to see that everyone has left. He checks inside any big craters in case anyone has fallen in, but there's never anyone there. So he does somersaults, handstands, and especially high moon jumps. Sometimes he performs for as long as 2 hours and is left quite out of puff. Occasionally, the tourist spaceships will land on the moon. When they do, Bob gives them a guided tour and a speech. He tells them lots of facts such as how many craters the moon has or how long it takes to walk around it on stilts. Sometimes people ask him about aliens and Bob explains patiently that there aren't any. Afterwards, Bob opens a small souvenir stand selling postcards, pencils, mugs and a small plastic moon models. By 4:30, all visitors must leave the moon. Bob looks around to see that everyone has left. He checks inside any big craters in case anyone has fallen in, but there's never anyone there. The working day is nearly over. It is time to check everything is in order before leaving for the night. Bob packs away his equipment and any unsold souvenirs into his rocket. He switches on the moon's nightlight before jetting off towards Earth. By this time he is very tired, but he still has to keep his wits about him while flying the rockets home. As he reaches Earth, it's about 5 o'clock. The rush hour is in full swing, with everyone leaving work and going home, just like Bob. At home, Bob is just like anyone else. First, he has a long bath. Moonwork can make you very grubby, as sometimes the dust can get inside your suit. Then he goes to bed with a mug of cocoa. He sleeps soundly, bathed in moonbeams, very happy to be the man on the moon. And aliens? Well, Bob would know if there were any. Wouldn't he? Well, Johan, I really enjoyed that story. I love learning about space and all of the aliens and seeing all the amazing things that Bob gets up to on his day. I would like you to first of all decide what your favourite part of the story is. Is it when Bob was doing handstands on the moon? Is it when Bob was flying his amazing rocket? What about when we saw those cheeky aliens? Okay, my favourite part was this. My favourite part of the story is when Bob was looking in the craters and he couldn't see the aliens. I would like you to draw a picture of your favourite part and then write underneath what the favourite part is. I'm going to show you mine. So first of all, I need to find out how many words I have in my sentence. So my favourite part is when Bob looked in the craters. My favourite part is when Bob looked in the craters. 10 whole fingers. That's a lot of words. Do you think we can write it together? You're going to have to help me. What was my first word? My. Well done. Now, because it is a start of a sentence, we're going to need a capital letter. My. My. How do I spell my? My. This is one of our tricky words. Normally, I would go my. But we know that's not true. We know my is spelled like this. My. Now I'll show you how to spell favourite because it's a very, very long word. My, finger space, favourite. My favourite part. My favourite part. My favourite part. My favourite part is when Bob looked in the craters. My favourite part is. My favourite part is when. What? My favourite part is when. My favourite part is when Bob. Now, Bob is a name, so when we need to write Bob, he needs a big capital B at the beginning. B. Or B. My favourite part is when Bob. What did he do? My favourite part is when Bob looked. My favourite part is when Bob can't fit it there. Looked. My favourite part is when Bob looked in the craters. Just fitting it on. Managed to just fit it on. Now at the end of my sentence I need a full stop. Well done. So my favourite part is when Bob looked in the craters. Great work, Year 1. Your turn now to go and write your own sentence about your favourite part of the story.